The cost of IT in business can be staggering. From hardware and software expenses to services like internet and phone, you don't need to spend a fortune on IT to succeed. If your organization spends more than $500 monthly on any service, or you're considering signing a long-term contract, IT Enabled can help you manage your technology and minimize your costs. Contact us today to schedule a free consultation. IT Enabled, we're here to help.
Hi, I'm Tara Watson-Watkins, President and CEO of the Lufkin, Angelina County Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to the Connect podcast, connecting business to the community. I'm here today with my co-host, Blake Pollino with BP Media Group.
Welcome back to the show. We have Brittinee Handy, the owner of Grand Luxe Realty, on the show to talk about how she came up with this really cool name for her business, her history in real estate, and her plans for the future as well. So let's jump into that now.
Brittinee, we're excited to have you today on the podcast. Thanks for joining us.
I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about your background?
Okay, so I am born and raised in Lufkin, been here almost all my life. A lot of my, career, I was in banking for 10 and a half years. I was at a bank, I don't know if y'all know, but the bank inside of Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there, 10 and a half years. I felt like it took my youth, so to speak. But half the way in there, or while I was there, I started in real estate.
Okay.
So real estate, I segue in there when I was on my journey to buy a house. So I was like, I feel like this is something that I can do. I feel like this is something I can give to my customers, my clients, and things like that. So that's what got me into the real estate world.
Nice.
So to speak.
So you've got a business called Grand Luxe Realty.
I do.
Tell us where the name came from.
Ooh. Okay, so I'll be honest. I went on a girls' trip to Vegas.
Nice.
And I don't know if you've ever been to Grand Luxe Cafe.
No?
I think I have in Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's in one of those hotels. I can't think of the name of it.
It's in the, is it in the Luxor? No, not the pyramid one. It's in,
Caesars.
is it
Not Caesars.
Venetian?
Venetian.
It's in Venetian.
That's
what
it.
I have it.
Look, I didn't know, but I knew
We were going to get there eventually. Yeah.
it was in the
It's in
Venetian.
the Venetian, yeah.
So the food was incredible. It was nice, great service and things like that. So it kind of stuck with me. I was like, if I come back to Vegas, I'm going to go back to this restaurant.
Yeah.
So that was right before I took my broker's exam.
Okay.
So when I came back and I was like, okay, passed everything, I was like, I need to come up with a name.
I love that.
And I was like, ooh, Grand Luxe.
I love that.
It kind of stuck with me. And then, because Grand is kind of big, upscale. And then Luxe, you're thinking like, okay, luxury service, things like that. And I was like, that was just something I would like to give my customers. So Grand Luxe Realty.
That's great.
That's amazing. I love it.
Fantastic.
I love that.
That's fantastic.
Naming a business is hard. Like, it's a tricky.
Yeah.
Because you're going to spend money on it. It's hard to change it.
Naming a child.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Exactly. It is. I failed at that 3 times. So Blake Pollino Films was our wedding company. I just named it Blake Pollino Films, which ended up being a good decision. BP Media Group is just my initials and the media group, and then BP Real Estate Photo. I just put the initials on that one too. Like, I've not, which I love all of the names for our companies, but it's I didn't have a cool creative story like you did.
But the thing is, I did not want my name in it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I don't want it. Handy is already kind of like, you're pretty handy, aren't you? I was just like, no, I don't want my name.
I love that.
It's an interesting decision because it's like, if you name it after yourself, you assume that, like, if you grow it to be bigger than just you, it's employees, but then also you get the name recognition. So it's an interesting decision. I love talking about that with people.
Yeah,
so.
and then people also say you always have to have like some type of exit strategy. So if I ever decide to leave the business, it'll be a lot easier to, hey, I can sell this and whatever, and they don't have to feel like they're tied to Handy some kind of way. So
I love that we got to go into that. That's such
great.
an interesting thing to talk about. So you've just started. Tell us about how long you've been in business. What's going on?
As far as real estate, I've been in real estate for about 6 years, but the business Grand Luxe, May just made a year.
Wow.
So it's pretty incredible. It passed by. Thank you. It passed by
awesome.
pretty fast. I didn't even celebrate that. Now that I think about it.
Year.
It went by too fast.
I should have did a giveaway, something,
That's right. Well, tell us about all the services that you offer.
Okay, so I'm more residential than anything.
Okay.
So I do offer residential services here, Lufkin area, surrounding areas and things like that. So that's where my bread and butter comes from. Every now and then I'll kind of put my foot in commercial. Dip my toe in, let me just say that, in commercial real estate as well as land.
Okay.
So those are the services that we offer there at Grand Luxe.
Awesome. So is it just you as of right now? Do you have agents that are working?
I have 3 other agents.
Awesome. Very cool.
2 that are here in Lufkin, and I have 1 that is in Dallas.
Oh,
Okay.
So yeah.
Very cool. That makes things a little bit easier.
Heck yeah.
So talk about, so one of the things we see, we have a lot of realtors who are involved in the chamber and who were in our Leadership Lufkin class this last year, and community involvement's a big thing. It's
Absolutely.
a big part of it, just being around in the community. And how's that gone for you so far, being in your business?
Okay, so I'm more of a I like being involved with the community, but I'm a little shy. So I'll tell you that.
Never have guessed that you were
I
shy.
am definitely shy. Yeah. But yeah. So the way that I kind of do it is I kind of create my own community, so to speak. And the way I do that is I actually host it here at the chamber, but I have a home buyer info sessions that I do for free here at the chamber. And it's kind of my way of kind of giving back, because it's not like you're tied to me for whatever reason, but it's just my opportunity to let you know what's out there, let you know that there's how you gain access to home ownership. Mm-hmm. So that's my way of kind of giving back in that manner.
Awesome. And is that something that you're doing like going forward? That you like a regularly
monthly
scheduled thing?
I do it monthly.
Every month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Every month.
Every month you'll do that. Well, very cool.
And that's for anybody that's looking at wanting to be a homeowner.
Anybody. Doesn't matter the time frame or anything like that. Anybody.
Nice. Nice.
Love that.
Well,
So tell us about kind of the real estate market right now, from being a professional in that market. And it's been a wild ride the last 3 or 4 years. And
yeah.
tell us
And
about that.
I feel like what's going on right now is the biggest issue that we're having is inventory. There's more inventory when it comes to higher price homes. Like if you're looking for something that's 250 plus, you pretty much won't have an issue with obtaining a home. But if you're anywhere below that, it's kind of hard for the buyer. So I would say it's still a seller's market. So it's kind of tough for my clientele, because a lot of my clientele are first-time buyers, or they're buyers in general. So it's a little tough when it comes to trying to, acquire a property. Mm-hmm. But it's still good. It's just, it's tough. And then the interest rates are not helping. I think last week they peaked a little bit up to 7.125. And it makes it a little tougher even more, because of course it affected their approval amounts. So.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at where they were 2 years ago, and I mean,
they spoiled us a little bit.
We got really spoiled. It can change the house that you buy. And those rates versus the rates they are now. It changes your buying power and everything else. But,
I never thought, I was telling a lender this yesterday, I was like, I never thought I would get excited about a 6% interest rate. But the sevens are being pretty cruel to us right now.
It makes a big difference.
It does.
For people who are listening who are interested in purchasing, what are the perks of that? So when they come through your program and learn a bit, what are the kind of things they're learning about?
The perks that I would say is that you have, being a homeowner in general, you're building generational wealth. Like it's something that you can pass down to your children, your children's children, and so on and go forth. So I think that's one of the biggest perks of home ownerships. Also, the equity. A lot of people don't know, well, you probably do, that you can take equity out of your home. If there's something that you want to do, an update, or if you just need extra cash in general, you can pull the equity out of your home. What else? Customizations. Sometimes you want a pink wall in the room. And as a homeowner, you have the ability to paint a pink wall if you want to. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but you have that option.
For a date.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that. My wife is literally at home as we speak painting a pink wall in my daughter's room.
Is it blush?
I bet it's a
No, it's
pretty
very
pink.
subtle. It's
See, that's a different
subtle
pink.
But already right now, so her walls are white, but when you walk in, there's so much pink already in the room that it's just blindingly pink. So we'll see how that goes.
I like
Nice.
blush though. The fuchsia, I'm kind of like, that's a bit much. But blush is kind of nice and subtle. So
We're hoping it's subtle. Our child is not subtle though, so that subtle wouldn't match.
It goes with her personality.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
It goes with
Yeah.
her personality.
it's like balance.
Yeah, very cool. It's an interesting time to be in it. I don't know if I've told the story on the podcast. So I actually originally started my professional career in real estate.
Really?
Yeah, I was 18 years old. It was 2008. By far the worst time
perfect.
ever to
Perfect
sell real
time.
estate. And you've got to be a young, naive 18-year-old to think that 2008 was a good time to get into real estate. So I share where you are on that. So when I first got into it, it was a really difficult market. I mean, I was just, the peddler was still a big thing back then. I don't know if it's still around.
It's still
The
around.
newspaper. I used to open up the peddler every single week. Tuesdays, I guess is when it come out, and I would go down the list and I was just calling people, hey, I want to list your house, and it was. But the good thing is it only went up from there. So I only saw things get better, and it was an interesting time. So I feel for you. I understand where you are right now.
Thank you.
It's the people who are really good at what they do are the people who are continuing to be successful at in these markets and find, and we're glad to see that that's working out.
Absolutely.
So what's the future look like for you for Lux Grand Luxe Realty? What's that look like?
I really want to grow as in the community as well. So just getting out there outside of the communities I create, I want to actually be out there and dive deep into parts that I'm not usually interacting with. I just want everyone to know who we are and actually be there for them in any capacity that I can. So that's the biggest thing.
Very cool.
Well, the main thing is, you're getting plugged in. Brittinee is actually a graduate, as well as you are, of Leading Edge, which is a great way to get plugged in and to learn a lot about the community. And
that was awesome.
We're excited this year. You're going to join us for Leadership Lufkin, which is good.
I'm excited for that
and
too.
Blake just graduated.
We were just telling right before we started recording. I was kind of walking her through everything we did and how much she's going to love it. And Leading Edge was great. Glad you got to be involved in that. Quick plug for Leading Edge while you're listening here. I went through the first class. I was the inaugural class of Leading Edge.
Oh wow!
The board governance program here at the chamber, and knew I wanted to be involved in boards, but wanted to be picky about the ones. And I remember when we filled out applications, like what boards would you be interested in serving? And I had a dream board that I wanted to be on, which was the Ellen Trout Zoo. I love the zoo. I think it's a crown jewel for our area. And just recently got an invitation to join that board. So just quick little shout out to Leading Edge.
That's awesome.
If you want to serve on a board, you want to be involved, great way to start and great way to get plugged in on that. So as you know.
Cool.
Yeah, and it kind of teaches you whether or not if a board that you may have thought you may have been passionate about is like, oh, well, maybe I won't be a good fit, or it exposes you to other opportunities out there. I thought it was a pretty phenomenal program.
It is.
Cool.
It's been wild to me how valued boards are seeing that. So the boards that I've joined recently, they look at us who have come through the edge and like, hey,
well, they call me.
Help us redo this board. Since you've been to can you look at our bylaws? Every board I've joined, and people that have also were in my class and have been through classes as well have had the same experience. Like they'll come to us like, hey, you've been through the program. Some of us have just been doing this, so can you
kind of winging it out here?
Help us? So,
that's right.
Awesome program to be involved in. We're super glad to have you plugged into everything.
Absolutely. We love getting you plugged in as a new investor and seeing your business grow and just being able to be a part of that. So
thank you. And I couldn't do that without the chamber. So I appreciate the opportunity.
Awesome.
For sure.
Of course.
Where can people find you? We want to give you a chance to plug your business and let people know, if they're interested in coming to your seminars, if they're interested in buying a home, how can they find you? How can they connect with you?
Well, they can find me at 1019A South Chestnut Street right here in Lufkin, or on social media. You can find me at Brittinee the Realtor on Facebook, Instagram, or anything like that, as well as old school phones.
That's right.
My phone number?
Absolutely.
Sure. My phone number is 936-238-9994. And I'd love the opportunity to serve. That's right. For sure.
Brittinee's actually located, if you don't know where that is, it's almost right beside the old bowling alley.
It is.
In that strip center there. Okay. So if you're looking for her, that's where you can.
Right by the Spud.
Oh, right by this. Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Even better, girl.
That's horrible temptation. But yeah, right next to the Spud.
That's awesome. Good little lunch spot for you. Shout out to the Spud.
That's right.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming on the podcast and sharing everything in your story and your business.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Thank you so much for listening again this week. We truly appreciate your support. Go support a chamber investor. People who support the chamber, go support these businesses in any way that you can. And we truly appreciate it. And it makes our community so much better. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week.